Savannah,
My
what about
turn.
you? Your turn. Where are you from?
Okay, hi everyone. So I grew up in Sydney, Australia. My whole life, I've been there. I have a big family. I'm a part of a big family, and my parents have always been very, very supportive. And I was a very shy girl when I was younger. I didn't really like. I wasn't too confident
Really?
at the beginning, and my mom put me into dancing when I was very young, so like 7 or 8. And I started dancing, and then my mom was like, "You got to do it all." So I started singing, and I started acting. I started doing every single thing possible: piano, guitar,
Broadway
and Broadway. Yeah, musical theater. I kind of fell into that avenue, and I really loved it. Like, performing was my passion since being very young, and it really like broke me out of my shell. And I realized from that age, I was like, I want to be performing my whole life. I don't want to be doing a 9 to 5 job. I want to do something special, you know. So I went to a performing arts school, and I trained like 3 hours a day would be singing, dancing, acting, and 3 hours would be schoolwork. And so that was my day every single day. And then
For how many hours?
practically all day, because in the afternoon we'd do part-time dance, and so I'd be training more
Oh
and
my
more.
God.
And
Yeah. You were
um,
training for Now United. You know that, right?
honestly, it kind of feels like it. Like, I didn't know that when I was younger, but at first I wanted to do musical theater, and I wanted to be on Broadway and sing and in shows and perform. And I also did acting on Sundays. Like, every Sunday I'd go to acting
my
class.
God.
And so I was very committed when I was younger, and I still am, but I really wanted it. I really wanted something to happen and to make my dream come true. And then from that point, I mean, I got my first professional musical, The Sound of Music. And from that point, I was like, okay, it's getting there. I'm going to be in musical theater. And I was in school, and then
You remember the first time you got paid for your job?
it was like,
artistically?
I didn't really think about the money. It was more about how the feeling of being on stage. And I was with my younger sister, Nikita, and we both did the same thing. And she's in the musical theater world now, and she's incredible. And we shared that experience together. So I'm very happy I had that. And from that point, I was in grade 11, and I was like, what am I going to do? I've been going for auditions after audition, acting, singing, dancing, trying to get things. And I mean, in the audition life, you get so many no's, and sometimes you get one yes, and then it's lucky. And so it's very hard, and very hard to keep pushing through. But in grade 11, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. It's a hard thing to get into the industry. And then I got a DM through Instagram saying, we would like you to audition to be the Australian member of Now United. And I was like, what is this? What is this? Went straight onto it, and I was like, FBI, like the fans. I was like, what is this? What is going on? Like, I watched
What's Now
every
United?
single episode of like Now United. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. I really wanted it so bad. And
I thought that you contacted them. They contacted you.
they contacted me. Yeah.
They chose you.
They actually found me through hashtags. That's what I was told. I used to,
Oh my God! So use hashtags.
yeah,
guys.
use hashtags. You're gonna be found. Yeah. Yeah. And like, I would be posting lots of dancing, modeling. I also did like a lot of modeling when I was younger, and I guess they found me through that. And then I went on a Zoom, and they were like, we want you to sing and introduce yourself to camera. And at this stage, Now United was looking for an Australian member for like months and months, and they found 15 candidates, and I wasn't a part of that.
Oh, okay.
And so they were supposed to choose one of those 15.
Yeah, we already met some of them, and we were like, okay, one of them is gonna be it, the
Yeah.
Australian member, but it wasn't her. Like, she wasn't there.
I wasn't there, and then they found me out of the blue, and so I
They
auditioned.
needed you, girl.
Yeah, it was honestly it was so fast. I'm gonna say it was like a 2-week process of auditioning, and that's not normal in like an audition world. And so my first time I got flown to LA, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to Hollywood. This
I'm
is
Hannah
crazy.
Montana.
I'm going to live out my dream. And all my friends didn't know what was happening. I didn't tell them anything. Like Nora, I was like, I want this to be quiet, because I want this to like be real. So went to LA, and they got me in the studio. I sang Who Would Think That Love. And then I did a dance audition with another guy who was also auditioning against me. And I was like, there's no chance. He's a guy. Like, at the time, all the fans were wanting a boy. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it into the group. And then the day of Simon telling me, I didn't expect him to tell me, but I went to the office. The penthouse is like, if you see the penthouse in LA, it's a dream. It's like a movie. I walk into Simon's office. I meet Simon. He's like, he sits my mom and I down.
The big boss.
I'm with my mom, and we're sitting on the lounge, and he's like, oh, so like, we're gonna go to Brazil and do this whole promo tour, and I think it's like we should put you into the house with the girls. And he's like, you're a part of Now United. And I was like, with my mom, like, what? Like, he's like, yeah, you're staying here. Not going back to Australia. You're gonna be with the girls in the house. And from that point on, I was a part of the group. Yeah. And I moved into the house. I met them all, and it was like literally my dreams come true in that moment. And from that point on, I traveled the world with Now United, and then now I'm here.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
You have something in common that you didn't see, like your talent, that you had to build the confidence. You didn't believe in yourself, but the people from the world saw you and saw you're talented. So believe more. Yeah. Yes. Believe more in this talent. Now you're all confident and like.
I know. I definitely can say that to many young people out there who are trying to make it in the industry. Definitely. Don't be hard on yourself and just go for it. You never know where you might be, you know? So.
And you were working from a very young age, right? Yeah. So you deserved it. You deserved it. Yeah. Sina.
Yes.
Your turn, my girl.
I was just going to say, like, I remember when Savannah joined, before we met her, it felt like we're getting, like, because she was the like, first member that joined new, before we were, like, all from the start together. So it felt like our manager came to us and she was like, so you're getting a new member, it's going to be a girl. And we were like, oh my God. And then we saw like pictures and it felt like we're getting like a baby. Like,
See, I didn't know that they saw me before I went in, because I was like the first member to join the group after 4 years. Wow. And so I was terrified. I was like, this group has been formed and together and
chemistry.
And the chemistry is already amazing. And I'm like, okay, I need to just like fit in, you know? So, but they made it so easy for me. So
yeah, you did a good job. Yeah,
love you guys.